plaintiff, Lynesha Walker, is 26 years old, and she has always questioned whether or not the defendant's deceased son is her father. Therefore, Lynesha petitioned the court for a DNA test so she can find out the truth once and for all. Defendant Carolyn Webb says her son never acknowledged Lynesha, and when she was born, she didn't favor anyone in Carolyn's family. However, Carolyn agreed to take the DNA test because she would like to know if Lynesha is part of her family.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
And we're here to determine blood relations. And I'm going to allow Ms. Millbrooks, Walker Millbrooks, to begin in determining whether Ms. Webb is your grandmother, right?
Yes.
All right. Start with you.
Okay, I'm here today, 26 years later, to determine if George Webb is my father. We have here today his mother, Carolyn Webb, who's here on his behalf. We're here because this has been going on for a very, very long time. Growing up, I've always had a father, but on the other end, my mom always told me that someone else was my father, which is George.
How old, at what age do you recall her telling you that?
Honestly, maybe 6 or 7.
Okay.
As far back as I can remember.
And did you mention it to the father that was raising you in the household?
I believe that's something that my mom and him discussed. I've never really talked to my dad about it. Okay. It's been mentioned on his behalf to me plenty of times, several times before.
What has he said? That's what I'm saying. What has he said?
He's told me, I'm not sure if it was out of anger or what, but he's told me several times that he was not my father, that George is.
And your mother told you that as well?
Yes, she's always told me this.
Okay, and at what age did you think you should find out about George's whereabouts, if you will, and or begin looking for him?
I never really went looking for him. There's been situations where I've always been around or known of. Never been a secret. I'm not unknown to the family. So I'm sorry, it's just so much.
When you say you've always been around whom?
I've always been around, not always, but periodically around his family.
Starting at what age? Starting at what age?
I can't really tell you.
Okay.
Small.
You don't know whether it was before 15 or after 15?
It was definitely before or around the age of 10 or 9 or 8.
So around 10,
maybe.
How did you become associated with George's family at around 10? You say you began to be around them. How were you introduced?
Actually, I was around at a smaller age. I used to get dropped off at his grandmother's house. I've spent time with his sister. I spent the night over her house.
And what were you being told when you were being dropped off? Did they say, this is your grandmother's we're taking you to?
To my aunt, yes. I've always been told that they're my family.
Okay. But they didn't specify the type of family? In other words, we're taking you over to George's grandmother's and George is your father. They weren't telling you that, or?
I can only tell you from what I remember, and going over George's sister house, I was introduced as that's my aunt.
Okay. And did you ever say, Auntie, where's my dad?
There was a situation where I spent the night over his sister house, and one morning I got up and her daughter came and she ended up calling George early in the morning. I talked to him briefly. He was upset that the niece called him. He was upset that I was at his sister's house. So once the phone call ended, about an hour or two later, my mom was there to pick me up.
How old were you then?
Had to been about 9, I believe.
Okay. And since that time, what type of association have you had with his family, and what type of relationship? And have you seen him often? What happened? Because at 9, he didn't want the association. Did you continue? Yes. And if so, what part of the families did you continue with?
Okay. Continuing, I've always reached out to the sister who I spent the night, whose house I used to be over.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to her, I believe, maybe 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
I stopped over there with her son, and we kind of chit-chatted about this situation. We were talking about it.
Ms. Webb, why don't you give me some insight on this?
Well, my son never acknowledged her. When she was first born, we went to go see her, and she didn't favor anybody in the family. I got grandkids and great-grandkids, 100 of them. And I'm 100? Not using them. Wow. 100 and counting.
Bless you.
And counting.
And they all look different, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
And they all, you can throw them in a corner, and you wouldn't be able to tell who's the mama or who's the daddies.
100.
But she never really favored anyone.
But it sounds like you said all 100 look different. So she wouldn't favor anybody if it was according to what you say, that nobody looks the same.
No, I said you couldn't tell.
That they weren't related. Oh, so all 100 do look alike.
Yeah, they all favor.
Oh.
I'm telling you, they get mixed up as to who's who.
So, ma'am, what about your son? It sounds like, is he available to us?
No, he's deceased.
Oh, how long has he been deceased?
About 15, 16 years.
I just want to also, Your Honor, make it clear that George also, maybe not to his family, but he definitely claimed me when he wanted to with my mother. He's came to my aunt's house on many occasions to come and see me. He's pulled up at the gas station with my mom to see me. And this is something that I can remember like yesterday. So it's just always been in question. That's just what it is.
All right. And has he ever, as you recall, referred to you as his daughter when he was coming to make those visits?
To my mother and to my aunt, yes.
You heard him? You heard him do that?
No. There are several witnesses that can attest to that. I actually called.
Why don't you think he told you that then? If he were telling other people, why wouldn't he tell you?
I was a child. I was about 9 or 10 years old when he passed away. So, I wasn't old enough to have to do the things that I'm able to do now, and even now. No. I'm saying how hold on. I'm saying how he reacted to you. His mom says he never accepted you as his child. You say that you recall him doing it. You recall that when he'd come over to his sisters, your aunts, and when he'd be with your mother, that he would say to them or indicate that he was your father. And so I guess that's why I'm saying, if a person is acknowledging their child to the mother and to their sister, when they see the child, they would embrace their child as the daughter. Hey, baby, come here to daddy. Come give daddy a hug. Did he ever do any of that? I've had encounters with him, but for what I can remember, like yesterday, he met my mom at the gas station and said, he opened up my door of the vehicle and said that I want to see my daughter. Okay. Right then and there, I spoke to him.
You heard him say that, though?
Yes.
Okay, and then you say you saw him come to the house. You said you'd be at the aunt's house and he would come over.
periodically. I can't really tell you how many times because
You
once
would have
again,
heard him say, "Hey, come here, baby. Come to your daddy."
I just remember the one incident.
When he asked your mother about you
Let me
while
see
you were
my-
there.
Yes.
He never
Yes.
said to you, "I'm your daddy." Or come say hi to your daddy. Give your daddy a hug. You never remember him saying daddy
Not that I can
directly to
remember.
you.
No.
All right. Any final words from you, ma'am?
Okay, I just want to say that I know my son, and he would joke like that. There was 2-3 other girls that put babies, said that he was the father.
To the woman, to the woman. Yeah, he would say it to the women themselves, not the children. Hope he didn't play mind games with them.
I really don't think he meant that.
Because I know of men that do that. They see the woman that they used to date, and the woman has a child, and they say, "Where my son at?" Trying to be funny, knowing that that's not their son, but because we used to go together, I'm gonna play with you. But they typically don't play with the child like that. And so I don't know if that's what you were hearing, is him playing with your mother, because he has never said it to you, not one time. And unfortunately, he didn't say it because you're not his child. Wow. Yeah, you all aren't related, but God bless you. Have a good day.
Yes.
Thank
She's
you.
a pretty little girl. I'm glad
you.
to have her as a granddaughter.
Thanks, Mommy.
Thank you, baby.
I'm just happy that this is over with. We can finally get it over with. It's done. I don't have any ill feelings. There's no way possible that I can. I'm the child in this situation. So it's
and you're
completely
still
done
welcome.
and over
You're
with.
still welcome. You're still welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.